So with Mufasa coming out, I'm going to be reviewing all the Lion King movies in the lead up to that film's release. We will talk about Lion King 2 next week, but today we're talking about Lion King, film that I've already reviewed before the 2019 remake came out, but it wasn't a very good review. I thought it was about time I do an updated review and talk about the other sequels, and then do a re-review of the remake that isn't just me ranting into a camera because of how awful that film was. That was not a very good review, and I'm not proud of that review, to be honest. So, yeah, I do really love this movie. I feel like Lion King when I was a kid got overplayed a little bit, so I feel like I didn't love it then, but over years it's kind of grown on me more and more. And I think what really made me appreciate this film was seeing the Lion King remake when it came out and just noticing how bad that film is. And also just reading the production history of The Lion King. A lot of people don't know this, but essentially Jeffrey Katzenberg, the guy who was running Disney's animation department at the time, thought that Pocahontas was going to be the bigger film. And so Lion King was their side project. Pocahontas was their film that they were trying to play for awards, and it didn't really work out that way. Lion King became the highest grossing animated film of all time, and Pocahontas kind of did nothing and didn't really get any awards nominations, so like they were trying. Um, this film is kind of crazy when you think about that, because this is one of the most gorgeous animated movies ever made. I mean, despite this film being made in, 1994 was when this movie came out? I forget what exact year. But you watch this movie and it looks like a movie made today. That's how beautiful the animation is. I mean, obviously we don't do 2D animation like this anymore, but if you told me that they 2D animated this movie today and put it in a theater, I'd be like, alright. Because that's how good it looks. It is that flippin' gorgeous. It is a jaw-dropping animated movie. From every inch of this movie, it is so good. And, it's crazy the voice cast they got for this movie for a side project. I mean, you got James Earl Jones. I mean, people make fun of Matthew Broderick, but Matthew Broderick was still kind of a bigger name. You got Nathan Lane, all kinds of people in this movie. We're all giving great performances, and the music's great in this movie. This film is directed with so much passion behind it, and I think that's because it was a side project. There was probably less executives coming here giving notes and saying things. They were kind of just doing whatever they pleased because it was the side project. But I think that's what makes this film so strong and so impactful. It's a very emotional movie. It has a lot of deeper themes that people will continue to quote and think about, and I think this makes it one of the best kids movies out there, because it's one of those movies that the humor is really smart for adults and kids, but also just like the deeper themes make it something that maybe a kid might, it's not subtle enough that a kid won't pick up on the deeper themes. I think even as a kid I knew what the themes of this movie were about, but I think that it's got those themes that resonate with you when you're young. They resonate you more when you're older. It's really powerful. It's got a great score from Hans Zimmer. I mean, the score is just as good as the songs in the movies, and that score is not really appreciated enough for this movie. I mean, that theme when Simba runs back to save the Pride Lands. I'm doing the sound wrong. But that sound is great. It's just Jeremy Irons is incredible. Scar, definitely one of the best Disney villains. Side note, I really hate that they took the Be Prepared song out of the Lion King remake. It's the best song. It's one of my favorite songs in this movie. It's just a wonderful movie. This is a great movie. I actually saw it back in theaters earlier this year when it was celebrating its 30th anniversary. What a wonderful experience. If you love this movie, it's great. Definitely pick up this 4K, by the way. The 4K actually enhances this movie so much. It's so gorgeous. And yeah, next week I'll be talking about Lion King 2, which is not as good, but it is definitely worth talking about in these Lion King series reviews. Side note, if you guys ever want me, if we ever get another Lion King movie after Mufasa, we'll see if that happens. Would you like me to talk about the Lion Guard series? I mean, I'm not going to do that because it's too late for me to do that. Too many episodes, right? But if that happens, would you like me to talk about that series? Right now, I'm just reviewing the Lion King movies.